Max Verstappen, you are the world champion!
Hello and welcome to another review video. The model I have here is the Minichamps scale 1/18th diecast version of Max Verstappen's Red Bull Honda RB16b from the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the race in which Max of course won his first Formula 1 world title. This model here is the Verstappen Fanshop edition. This will be a two-part video in which we'll first have an in-depth look at this special edition, and in the second part we'll put the car side by side with the regular Minichamps release. As always, I'll start with a little backstory. If you're not interested in that, you can skip to the next chapter in the timeline below. A lot has been said and written about the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, so I'll keep this part nice and short. I usually tell these stories to give you an insight onto why the model in question is important enough for me to buy it, but here I think it's quite obvious why I did. I'll just say that the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was an unbelievable climax to an exciting season. Of course, it was very controversial and mistakes were made by race control and Michael Masi in particular, but I don't think there was any malice in those or premeditation. Wrong decisions were made on top of one another, just like it had been the case the whole season. This culminated at the final race, with Masi effectively orchestrating a one-lap showdown between the two title protagonists. Now, this would all be fair game, but the problem was that at this point circumstances led that both Hamilton and Verstappen weren't fighting with equal weapons for that final lap. Max used the edge he had been thrown into his lap to overhaul Hamilton and romped to an unexpected win and title. That final sequence of the race and the championship left everyone flabbergasted, especially the Hamilton fans. Now, I'm not a Verstappen or Red Bull fan in particular, but I was really happy Max won the title as I so badly wanted someone else to win but a Mercedes driver for some years now. However, I do think Hamilton has been dealt a very hard blow and he would have deserved that title too, maybe a bit even more so if you just base it on the form on that particular day. Max though is a very worthy champion, although a lot of Lewis fans would disagree. But yeah, no matter how you look at it though, history states that Max Verstappen is the 2021 Formula 1 world champion. This model car was announced by the Verstappen store shortly after the race. I immediately ordered mine and received it about a month ago, even though it was only planned to be released late 2022. It is part of the Verstappen Fanshop collection, and this is edition 78 already and is limited to 6,500 pieces, which normally you could hardly count as a limited edition, but good luck finding one today. They've all been long sold out, all 6,500 pieces of them. Minichamps have also recently released a standard version of the Abu Dhabi car. This was after the first batch of Fanshop models had been sent out. As I mentioned in the intro, we'll put that model side by side with this Fanshop edition and compare both models. This Fanshop model features a few extras and some more details, which is something Minichamps only does for the Verstappen store as far as I know. What these extras entail, I'll show you in the next segments of this review. The packaging is the first thing you notice that is different to the normal Minichamps releases. It comes in a box Minichamps normally uses for their 1/18th resin Formula 1 cars, but as you can see on the box, this one here is a metal diecast model. In fact, the Verstappen Fanshop 1/18 editions all come in this style of packaging, with the 2017 Australian Grand Prix model being the only exception, I believe. The box also features custom box art with his golden Max logos on it, and the mention that he's of course the 2021 Formula 1 world champion. On the side then there's a picture of Max celebrating with his helmet on still, his signature right here, and the mention that it is a 1/18th Minichamps model. The other side is exactly the same. On the top then is a picture of Max after the race celebrating with his whole Red Bull crew. Both side flaps then feature the MV logo again in gold, the Red Bull Racing logo, the Max Verstappen website URL, and then here is all the models info. On the bottom there is all of the Minichamps information, the licensing info, and the model's barcode. Inside, the model then comes in the typical styrofoam clamshell. Keeping the model into place are these two plastic holders. In the one on the front there is a compartment with a few added extras in it, on which we'll focus later on. The model itself then is set on the same kind of base Minichamps always uses for their resin models. On it is a plaque containing all of the model's info again. Underneath the front wheels there is again a plastic mold keeping the model into place, and underneath the front wing is a little piece of mousse. Now, to display the model nicely, the plastic underneath the front wheel should be removed. To do that, you'll have to unscrew the model from the base, but annoyingly to do that, you'll have to remove the small stickers covering the holes of the screws on the underside of the base. Now, I personally don't really mind doing that, but I can imagine some collectors would rather leave it untouched, but then you have the ugly plastic holder underneath the car still. At first glance, you'd say this is a pretty solid model car by Minichamps. You get a good feeling about the proportions of the model, the typical Red Bull rake for instance is very visible, and there are no blatant or glaring mistakes to be seen from the get-go. The addition of the pitboard and the special figurine add a lot of charm to the model, and with that you can make your own little diorama. Of course, these are very eye-catching additions and really set it apart from the standard model car. Another special feature on this version that is immediately visible are the tires, and especially the rubber pickup on the tread of the tire. For the people who don't know, pickup is the rubbish on the tires formed by basically running offline over the marbles on track, so these would stick to the tires. All drivers do this after the races to gain back some of the rubber lost on the tires due to the wear. This is especially important weight-wise, so that the car wouldn't suddenly be underweight because of all the rubber that has been shed during the race. As far as I know, Minichamps are the first to do this piece of detail, a bit like they had done on the Hamilton Turkey 2020 model with its worn intermediate tires. All of these extras together make for a great first impression. So does this mean then it's a perfect model car by Minichamps? Well, no, not exactly, and I'll spoil the party by revealing some cons I noticed on this model. Rest assured, after this I'll sum up the positives too. Now, I'll start by saying some of these negative points are maybe a bit far-fetched, but I like to be thorough, and you can make up your own mind about these things that I'll point out. They don't necessarily bother me as such, but they are just some minor details that I noticed and I think could, or I hope, would be improved in the future. The first and the worst by far for me is the cockpit. If you look inside, the seat in it is just a very cheap looking plastic thing without any nice texturing on it, and Minichamps have done some great grainy texture on their half-scale steering wheel models for instance, and this would have been perfect to make a nice lining for the racing seat, but they went for the easy and cheap option. The seat belts are also a travesty, just being simple decals that aren't even aligned properly, and they could have used fabric or even plastic belts like they did on the resin models before with some nice photo etched buckles, but yeah, you get this thing. And also, what's going on here with this gaping hole at the back of the seat. The inner sides of the cockpit then are pretty bad too. They didn't texture it, you can see it's in the same matte blue paint as the rest of the body of the car, and a carbon decal would have been already much nicer. I also think since there's no figurine in the cockpit, here's an opportunity to add some more details to it, as it would normally be obscured by the figurine, and I'm thinking about the FIA Scrutineum sticker, a track map, or the chassis tag on the sides of the cockpit, and Minichamps have actually added those details in the past, like on the Hamilton 2015 USA Grand Prix model for instance. The detailing of the cockpit on that car is far superior to what they offer now, so it's not that they can't, it's that they apparently don't want to. Another annoyance in the cockpit is the steering wheel. I always praise Minichamps for making replicas of the real steering wheels, both in terms of shape and decals, and this as opposed to Spark that uses a generic steering wheel for all their models. But here Minichamps uses a generic shaped wheel too, and it looks nothing like the one Red Bull uses. In fact, they haven't done a real steering wheel shape for the Red Bull cars since the 2018 RB14. To make matters worse, the real Red Bull steering wheel hasn't changed shape a lot since then, so they could have easily kept using the old mold. It still looks much more accurate than this one in here. One thing that always bothers me as well with finish line models is why is there no dirt on the car? The tread of the tires has this nice rubber pickup on it, which is very cool, but I think the body of the car then should also look raised if you want to do it right. I mean, they've tried that on the Hamilton Turkey model, so why not here? Now, I can forgive them for the clean wheels, as the last set was controversially only used for a handful of laps of course, so that actually turns out to be quite accurate. Furthermore, there are the usual annoyances, like the rear wing planes that only consist of one piece instead of two separate pieces. The gills in the end plates that aren't cut out, especially this large slit here, I think is a missed opportunity. And it's especially infuriating if you consider Minichamps did actually make those cuts not too long ago. But yeah. The exhaust pipes then are also not two separate pipes, but they are fused together. And compared to a Spark model, there is a bit of detail lacking on the rear crash structure, like these two small rods here. I don't know if this was removed in real life for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but I highly doubt it. Then there is a typical Minichamps ugly brown visor decal used on the otherwise very good figurine. I'm also going to mention that there is no strap connecting the hands device to the helmet. And if I'm really nitpicky, when Verstappen was crouched like that at his car, his visor was actually open, but yeah, I mean, I can understand they didn't go for the open helmet. Another thing is that the aero configuration is not exactly correct. The floor, for instance, had updated parts, and the same goes for the front wing end plates. I also think the shiny plastic used for the barge boards looks a bit cheap. A bit of carbon texturing would have already solved that. One very last thing I'd like to mention is the positioning of the chrome plaque on the base. For some reason Minichamps has real trouble centering it on the base. It would look so much better if it was dead in the middle of it. Also, I just noticed, if you want to put the Verstappen figurine in the exact position as it was in real life, it would actually not stay onto the base. So after all that, you would think I don't have anything positive to say anymore about this model, but somehow I still do. Most of the positives are centered around the extras you get with this Fanshop model, so this is not a good sign for the standard model then. Let's start with one of the most eye-catching things, and that is the rubber pickup on the tires. I really think they did a great job on it. It looks realistic and they didn't overdo it, which is something important. And I think it can be a bit more pronounced, but this is already a very good initial try, I'd say. The sidewalls of the tires also have the extra tire markings on it in blue. This is a detail I really appreciate, as I usually have to add it on myself. I will still have to add a few extra markings and the barcode decals, but the addition of these blue markings is something really nice already. I also like the quote from Pirelli in the Arches, "Next year I turn 18", referring to the fact that this was the last time Formula 1 used 13-inch wheels with the high tire profile, moving to 18 inches in 2022. The added extras look very good and give the model more character, I think. Especially the figurine really makes the model stand out when displayed with it. The pitboard is not a bad addition and is really nicely made too. I like that these panels aren't just flat but bulged like they are in real life. The figurine then is the real unique piece of this Modelcar, and Minichamps have done a good job on it. It really looks down to scale, the proportions look just right, no funny arms or legs. The pose is also very lifelike, I think. The hands are very detailed too and look very real, and the fingers are clearly visible on them. The glove decals are crisp and clear. They have even added these small FIA control patches on the underside of the wrist, which isn't even visible when the figurine is in the recommended position. The shoes too look great, again with some nice clear decals on them. In fact, all the decals on the figurine look just right. The helmet then is not too bad either. It has the correct Schubert shape and even has a small spoiler on the back of it. It's a bit of a shame it's not shaped a bit nicer, as BBR has done, for instance. I mentioned before that the strap was missing on the hands device, but I actually do like the fact that they made the hands device in the first place. I just think adding a strap to it would really make it perfect. Lastly, I think the model overall looks very nice though. For sure there is room for improvements. I personally would have liked to have seen a better cockpit area, but luckily here with all the added extras, they kind of distract you from the lesser parts of this model. That's why I said it's not good news for the standard Minichamps release, as it doesn't come with this special loose figurine. So this concludes the first part of the video. In the next part I'll be discussing how it stacks up against the regular release and how I have improved or tried to improve my Fanshop model. I'll then also share with you what my final conclusion is of this model car. So stay tuned for the second part, and in the meantime check out my other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching part 1, leave a like down below if you did, let me know in the comments section if there's something you would like to add to my remarks, and be on the lookout for part 2. Thanks and see you then.